Good evening and welcome to this week's weekly market analysis webinar, where we use the Elliott Wave strategy to forecast the market in the week ahead. So we had a bit of a technical glitch, but that's okay. We sorted now. We're good to go. Right. So before we get started, please look out on the description on the video. If you all the pairs are time stamped, which means that if you want to look for a specific chart, you just go click on them. So on the description of this video, you just go click to whichever pair that you're looking for. If it's Euro US dollar, it's going to be, if you click on it, it's going to take you right where Euro US dollar analysis starts. Any other pair, you just click it. It's all linked like that. So we make it easy like that. All right, so welcome to the webinar. Hope you had a peaceful week last week. The market has been quite slow. You will see when we look at the chart what has been happening in the last week and what we are projecting to happen in the week ahead. So the market has been quite slow, and normally when this happens, and I keep saying it, that's the time where beginners, forex newbies, lose money, because when you're trading in corrections, you are bound to lose money. It's just an emotional roller coaster, and I'm going to show you why. And we're going to look at a few charts this week and show you. I'm going to show you this week the difference between the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC, WXY, ABC. In the last couple of weeks, I haven't been doing a lot of impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's because the market was not presenting that to us. And when it is not there, we don't force it. Similar to a triangle, I'm sure most of you have watched, you've been watching these webinars and you've never seen me trading a triangle. It's not because we don't trade a triangle, it's because the market has not been presenting us with triangles. So we trade what we see. We trade what the market presents to us. Okay? So let me just quickly check on the chat box. There's somebody who's typing something here. So if there's an issue, I don't miss it. So somebody's saying YouTube is not on. I do not know why, but that's okay. If it is not on, is it the sound that is not on or the broadcast that is not on? Because I'm looking on my screen, I can see the scribbling is on there. Maybe the sound is not on. Anybody having a problem with YouTube? YouTube is live, so maybe there's a problem with the sound, but I can see that it is on. Okay, right, so let's get started. Look out for my contact details at the end of the webinar, at the end of the video. So my contact details are there. If you want to make inquiries about the course, we have just concluded our February course on the 9th of this month. So it's been quite successful. A lot of people learned and they had their eyes open. They had their wow moments when they attended the course. So send me an email if you want to know more about the course. Right, so the next one is going to be from the 5th to the 8th of March. But I always say that you don't have to wait for the 5th to the 8th of March, because as soon as you subscribe, I give you the course package. Obviously, that's going to be videos that you watch in your own time. But when we actually do the course live, you'll still attend the live course as well. So it doesn't matter when you join, whether you join towards the end, or if you join today or tomorrow. With the day that you join, as soon as you confirm that you're joining the payment, then I send you the video package. It's quite easy. It makes it quite easy, and you learn as fast as you want. Because normally when people don't want to wait that long, they're usually eager to learn. So that's what I've done for you. Videos. So let's look at this chart now here. Euro US dollar correlation with the DXY. We've been looking at this for quite some time now. If you look here, if I just scroll down here, this is an impulsive swing with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 labeling on Euro US dollar. We've been looking at this for the last couple of weeks. This is up to the wave 3 now here. Wave 4, we forecasted for weeks. You can see how long it took. It took quite a number of days from the 18th of October to December we've just been forecasting this 1, 2, 3 wave 4. You see there. So we were waiting for these to break to the upside so that we can get a wave 5. DXY similar, you can see 1, and do that, draw it clearly. You can see we've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3, and then we're waiting for this to break to the upside. As you can see there, we had the correction and then it broke to the downside. Obviously, DXY and EURUSD are inversely correlated. So we had these moves now that we are now going to look at these pieces, what is as to what is happening and how we're gonna trade it going forward. So this is how this is playing out at this stage. So we just play them both. Okay. Some more. So this pair is becoming very interesting and very clear now. So let's just put it there so we can see both charts. So what do we have here? This is wave 5. Obviously, this was just this. The error is not really the exact projection. So if this was a wave 5, this whole string is a wave 5. So we expect this string to, both these strings to advance in 5 waves. And this is what is happening. You've got a 1, you've got a 2, you've got a 3. Now it looks like we've got a 4, and we are going for this wave 5. So when we go to the real chart here, I'm going to look at this piece here. So this is a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see that the degrees are related here. It's a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly here, we had on the DXY, the DXY has been a bit slow. If you look at this here, we had 1, we had our wave 2 there, and then our wave 3 has been going like this. Actually, this DXY is just that I'm not going to do it now. It's not advancing in 3 waves. I mean, in 5 waves. So I'm going to look at it next week as well. Right. So what we're having here on Euro US dollar is a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the last wave 5. This is the wave 5. So this is supposed to be, obviously I cannot adjust it from this screen here. So you can see that it has now become very clear. So let's now go into the chart, Euro US dollar chart, and look at this piece now. So if this is our 3, this is our 4, then it means we need to get this wave 5. But 2 weeks ago I showed you an alternative. And I'm going to show you both alternatives that we're looking at now. So if you look at this advanced pattern, it was posted by one of our traders before this move played out. So can you see there's a nice Gately pattern? At the 88, right at the 88, we got this move. But that's not what I want to show you tonight. Right, so let me go to the daily first. Let's go to the daily. So this is that whole string I was showing you with this move 1, 2, 3, 4. This is this last wave 5 that I was showing you here. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But now the question is whether this wave 4 here is complete, because this wave 4 could do something like this. Let's just go to wave 4. You see that it does this 1, 2, 3. So there's a possibility that it does another 1, 2, 3 here. Gives us a flat correction, and then this wave 3 and 4 actually becomes like a flat correction before we go for a wave 5. Okay, so we need to now go into the lower time frame, 4 hour, and see which one we're getting, whether this is all of it or whether we're still going to get one more down before we go up. Let's go 4 hour. Okay, this is on the 4 hour now. So now it looks pretty interesting now. So this is still your wave 3, this is still your wave 4. What are we getting here? We're getting a 1, 2, 3 here. We had this move here. We had this impulsive move that happened in 1 hour here. And then a 3. Look what happens as soon as it takes there. As soon as it takes there, It reverses. It's the power of patterns. When they complete the patterns, that's what they do. So what could possibly happen here is that this could give us a correction here. If it does give us a correction here, we're going to come back here and retest this low here. And then we carry on with our wave 5. We're still looking for the wave 5. Now, this is a smaller wave 5. Okay? It's a smaller wave 5 that we're looking at now. So for the week ahead, we need to look if we get a corrective structure in this area. Otherwise, if you don't get a corrective structure here, what this means is that you already have your 1, your 2 starting there, but your 2 may drop a little bit to the 50%, and then you get your 3, your 4, and your 5. See, when it is an impulsive move, it is an impulsive move. No two ways about it. Okay, so let me just go there 1 hour now. So you can see this clearly. You can see here, if you look at this, if you go lower and lower, and even up to the 15-minute chart, you can see that you've got a clear impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you go higher time frame. That whole thing is your 1, is your 2. And then this could be the start of your wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then you get your higher wave degree. This is what we're forecasting. 3, a bigger 4, and then a 5, completing that move. Then Euro US dollar will be done. But there's just between these two alternatives. Let me show you another alternative on this one. And you know, when you have rules and you've got alternatives, other alternatives become eliminated by rules. So 2 weeks ago, we said this could simply be an A, B, C like that. So how do you know which one it's going to be? How do we know that this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, completing the wave 5? Okay, so this is what eliminates the possibility that we're looking at now. If you look here, just clear all this and just draw this again. If you look at this one here, let's look at this possibility, the first one that we're looking at, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I have a problem with because you are supposed to have divergence between waves 3 and 5. This is your wave 5. Do you have any divergence there? See, you don't have any divergence. No divergence whatsoever. Wave 3 to 5, higher high, indicator not doing anything. So it is mostly likely that Euro US dollar will give you this move, A, B, C, like that. So any corrective structure that you find, even if this goes like this, as we have forecasted, a flat here, that is just telling you upside all the way to around the 130 area. And that will simply be an A, B, C before we get any kind of correction there. Okay? All right, so that's what we will be looking at. So this year could be a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that is complete here, and then you get an A, B, and a C. And then here you get that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we're looking at, which is in the same degree as this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So those two alternatives. So the first one that we discussed is being eliminated because there's no divergence. And if there's no divergence, it means that we're having a 3-wave move. So as I said, next week, watch out what happens with this structure here. Let's go 1 hour. And then we're done with the Euro US dollar. So this is what we need to watch, this structure here, what it does. Whether the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has already started, or whether we're going to get this one coming down here first before we go, giving us this flat correction. Okay, easy like that. Euro, US dollar, that's that. Now US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD, score daily. Yes, any 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, between 3 and 5, you should get divergence. Whether it's within a wave C or it's just an impulsive move on its own. So you should get divergence. So let's look at US dollar CAD. So US dollar CAD, as you can see here, we had that big impulsive move from right at the swing low here. Now we're getting this 1, 2, 3 here. Not 1, 2, 3, ABC. ABC here. Okay. So if you look at this now, this C, as far as my forecast was actually not complete, because I was expecting the C to come, to come to this level. So which means I still want my C to come to this level here. Okay. So what are the possibilities that will, what are the kind of structures that I will play out in order for this to come down to this level? So that's what we're going to look at now. So if you look at here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, the truncated C. If you remember, the truncated C I've been talking about for the last 3 weeks. So you've got 1, 2, 3 here, truncated with a truncated C wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see, when we have impulsive wave, 5 waves, we label them. And then you've got A, B, C. Right, so if you've got A, B, C here, it means that we're starting another move down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that we can get this move here. Right, so let's go into the lower time frame. See what could have here. Just gonna show you now closely. That 1, 2, 3 move. 1, 2, 3 move with the B. You can see the B here. And your truncated wave C there. Okay. So now what we're getting here looks like we are getting a 1. And you see this is an expanding flat. 2. And now we're starting the move down. Now I'm going to show you something interesting here that I showed you last week. So we're starting a move down 1, 2. So this could be the lower degree 1. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. Building up a wave 3 in a higher degree. Then you get a wave 4. Then you get a wave 5. But then we'll trade that as we go along. But we are here now. Let's look at that piece here where we're starting the move down. And I'll show you what I said last week. 1 hour. So last week, we had this piece here. So just to show you that every price in the market, every price movement matters. Even this, I see people ignoring this. You cannot ignore this. The price has traded here. This is a move. This is part of the wave. It's part of a wave. So what did I say last week? Last week I said you got this move here. This was the end of your impulse here. But then from here, you can see that we reversed from there. We made the impulsive move down. So when you make an impulsive move down, you need to get a correction. This was your correction. After the correction, what do you expect to get? You expect to get an impulse. That's how this played out. Because every price move matters. So now how did this play out here? We had an impulsive move down here. We had a 1, 2, 3 there. Let's see what we have there as well. We've got a 1, 2, 3, and then you get a 1, 2, 3. What do you have essentially? You've got W, you've got X, you've got Y. Clear 3 waves, regardless of what was moving the market, whether it was fundamentals or politics or whatever it is. We had an impulse 1, 2, 3, or impulse A, B, C. And after that, you're getting this impulse move down. That's how easy it is. So this was almost like a textbook stuff, yeah. Right, so we are starting this move here, looking at this as a 1. This is an expanding flat, so I'm anticipating that we may get some reversal there to start the move down, if this is an expanding flat. Okay, it's a 1, 2, 3 there. So look out for a reversal here, if we're gonna get a reversal on this one. Right, that's US dollar CAD. Let's look at CHF. So US dollar CHF, you can see we've been on a downtrend, been on this long downtrend. And we now have this reversal here. So you just need to look for a 3-wave pullback up to this level if we get it. Either that, or it can pull back deeply and give you this flat correction for a continuous move to the downside. Okay, so that's US dollar CHF. Gold. Gold has got a similar move to Euro US dollar. Let's go 4 hour. Before we go 4 hour, let's go daily. Let's look at the overall structure. So if you remember how I was looking at gold, I've been looking at gold as a 1, 2, 3 combined with a 1, 2, 3 connector, and we were looking at this as a 1, 2, 3. The structure has changed slightly. We had to adjust the structure slightly, right? So before this, we had this move, this 3-wave move, and the biggest correction here in the middle. But what has changed now is that now this is now the swing. This is the highest swing now, and the biggest correction is this one. Before we had this was your move, this was your biggest correction. Now you have this move, this was your biggest correction, which means this correction here is correcting everything there, right? This here, you had this red correcting everything from the back. So now this is now the adjustment we need to make. It's not a big adjustment, we just need to indicate that this is our 3-wave move, and all of that is being corrected by, I need to draw it clearly, 1, all of this, 1, 2, 3, and all of this is being corrected by this move. My mouse is a bit jumpy today. All of this is being corrected by this 1, 2, 3. Okay, so which means now then we have this zigzag here. We're expecting to get another zigzag there. But this could make a flat correction before it goes. Okay, so that's how we're looking at it. So now I want us to now come look at this piece, see what structures we get for upside. Okay. All right, so somebody's still saying there's no sound on YouTube Live. So if there's no sound on YouTube Live, let me just hold on a second. Just give me a second. Okay, if there's no sound, it's okay because we're gonna upload this one coming from Zoom. Right, so let's carry on. So if there's no sound, I'm just gonna, okay, Asim, please just confirm again, once again, if there's no sound on YouTube, I'm just going to end it, then we're going to upload this one. Okay, I'm going to end this one actually. Okay, I've ended the live broadcast on YouTube. We're going to upload this one. All right, so that's what we're going to be looking at. This piece here. Remember now, we've got 1, 2, 3. So if that is my 1, 2, 3, I've got now 1, 2, 3. So now we need to start another 1, 2, 3 in yellow. Okay? So this can either be 3 waves or an impulsive move. So let's look at it on the 4 hour. 4 hour, I'm only looking at that last piece now. That's where the red ended. We're now looking at this. Number of possibilities here. And if you're following the structure, you'll see what we expect to happen. So we've got this one. That's starting this yellow move here. So this could actually be a 3-wave move. Okay. A complete 3-wave move and not get this move to the downside. If you remember, Euro US dollar, we're expecting this one. But this one has not broken the top. Euro US dollar has broken this top and reversed. This one has reversed without breaking the top. So we'll see if we're going to get this move to the downside here before we get upside. Either way, the market is going to show us that. So let's go focused on this piece here, see what we're getting. So we've got the reversal on Friday. Doesn't mean that it's going to reverse. You need to wait for something like this, a corrective structure in the lower degree for the move to the downside. So because we are looking at this as, we're looking at this as a 1, and this is a 3-wave move here, and this 3-wave move is something like this. 1, just look at that. That's 1. That's 1, 2. No, I'm not doing it right there. Let's get this one right. That's 1, 2, 3, like that. It's perfect like that. So we're looking at this 1, 2, 3 move. So if this is 1, 2, 3, you can see that this has started with a leading diagonal, a textbook example of a leading diagonal. I'm going to go into this one here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. As you can see there, and now we're getting this reversal. So if we're getting this reversal and we get this corrective structure, this may come and retest this level here before we go up. Okay, so now let me show you this leading diagonal here. So this is possibly a leading diagonal within wave A. Let's go 1 hour. Yes, it could be a bigger flat correction on the daily, Anthony. Yes. All right, so let's look at this diagonal. You see here, this is a textbook example of a leading diagonal within wave A. If you look at this here, let's put in some numbers here. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5. Okay. So we get this one as say A, the different color. That's an A, B, C here. Okay. So if this is all the 3 waves that we're looking for, this may not be an ABC, but rather, look how we adjust, but rather we could be starting the bigger move. This could be your 1, this could be your 2. This could be a leading diagonal in wave 1, and now we're starting this 1, 2, which will do something like this. And then we start the move to the upside with an impulse. See how clear this one is. Leading diagonal 1, 2, and then this is gonna go for this red is gonna make a wave 3 in yellow. That's how gold looks now. Looks very interesting. So you will be looking at this short move to the downside. in the next week, but you must be careful because this can reverse anytime for a move higher. Similarly, we are expecting a move lower on Euro US dollar. Also on AUD US dollar, we're looking at the same thing. So AUD US dollar, I'm going to go daily. AUD US dollar structure is starting to play out clearly. We're starting to see what is happening there. So this is AUD. If you look at AUD US dollar, this looks like starting to make a diagonal. We'll do it with yellow color. Look at this. Look at this. This could be your 1. This could be your 2. This could be your 3. This could be your 4. This could be your 5. Okay. But there's a possibility that this is actually a 1, 2, 3 flat correction, and this 4 is actually here, and we're still gonna get a 5. Let's get that off with an eraser. See here, so your 4 could be there, and then you get something like that. So that's your 1, 2, 3 within wave 2. That's your 1, 2, 3 within wave 3. That's your 1, 2, 3 within wave 4. And then you're going to expect another move higher. So where are we now? We've reversed here, so we could get another move. Okay. If this is, let me just not take everything off. Just erase what we don't want to see. Three, 4. Right, so if this is your wave 4 here, and this is your wave 5, what you would expect is to get this to be a 3-wave move. Excuse me there. If this is wave 5, we're going to get a corrective structure here for a move down. If this is a leading diagonal, AB, then you're going to get a move. You're still going to get a move to the upside. Then this correction will not be over. So what you will have here is a clear 1, 2, 3 waves. But that's forecasting way ahead. So let's look at what is happening at this stage. I'm on the daily. I'm going to go to the 4-hour. Looking at the 4-hour. So similar to Euro US dollar, we've got this reversal here. So we may get a corrective structure here that comes down here to retest, because you can see here we had that fundamental spike to the downside and up. So you can get another 1, 2, 3, and another move up, and another move to the downside. Okay, but you must remember that AUD US dollar and gold are usually correlated. So this 3-wave move here could be completed. So let me just reset my chart here. Looks like my mouse is frozen. So AUD US dollar and gold are correlated. So we'd expect the same move on gold to be the same on AUD US dollar as well. So if I'm anticipating a move up on gold, I should be anticipating a similar move on AUD as well. So look at that perfect diagonal here again on AUD, leading diagonal. Leading diagonal there. 1, 2. It's 1, 2, 3 within here. 3, 4, 5. And this could be the start of a move up as well. 1, 2, and then this will be your lower degree 1, 2. So we'll be anticipating the move here to come start here. So this could be a short trade to the downside, which is quite risky, but the move that we'll be looking for is upside. Similar to New Zealand US dollar. New Zealand US dollar. You can see here, and again, you see they're all doing the same thing. Starts with a This one looks like it's making expanding leading diagonal. See, textbook stuff. Expanding leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Look at this one here. If we put in the labeling, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, my mistake. There should be a 5 there. And then from there, you get a 3-wave correction. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then that will now become your higher degree 1, 2, and then we're starting a move to the upside, which is going to be which is going to be a 1. So undo that. It's going to be a 1. A 2, and then we start a move to go and build a wave 3, which will build a yellow wave 3. All right, so that's how we're going to be looking at this. All right, so that's New Zealand US dollar. I think that covers all the US dollar pairs. ZAR. Let's go daily first. This one has been playing out nicely. Right, so let's look at this here. US dollars are, we have this move to the downside here. It's a 3-wave move, 1, 2, 3, and a correction. And last week we said we could get a similar move to the downside all the way to 9. Let me take off the MACD for now. Okay, doesn't want to go. All right, so there are a number of possibilities here, not many, just 2 alternatives. So if that is your move down, inside here you've got a 3-wave move, which is something like this, 1, 2, 3. Here you've got 1, 2, 3. Similarly here you're going to expect a 1, 2, 3. But this 1, 2, 3 may not be a zigzag. It may be, can even be a flat correction like this, which means this can start correcting to the upside. This can start coming down like that. And you will still have this as your W. That's 3 waves, 1, 2, X, and then Y. So this can still be a possibility. So it may not necessarily have to go to 9 ZAR, okay? Because it can go to a 9 ZAR if it's going to make a zigzag like that. But if it's making a flat correction here, then it may end up around this area. And there are indications of reversal here at this stage on US dollar ZAR. Let's look at the lower time frame. Go 4 hour. Starting to get some signs of reversal. If you look at this here, our V pattern looks like it's starting to play out here. We're getting this one here, and we're getting divergence. Okay, we had an impulse down, we had a pullback. Now we're getting this 1, 2, 3. So we may get this level to this level here, and then we start reversing. Okay, then we'll see how that reversal go, but we should be targeting the 50% of this swing here. So US dollar ZAR, if I go to the 1 hour short-term trade, there's a short-term trade to the downside. It's busy correcting here now. As you can see on the 1 hour, so you're getting this one. So this could give you the last move to the downside before you start getting upside. Right, so let's look at the yen pairs, US dollar JPY. So US dollar JPY, very interesting. Let's go daily and show you a chart that I have been showing from July last year. From July last year, See here, from here, we were here. One, two, three. We said we're looking for US dollar JPY to come to the 104 area. I actually mentioned 104 in July last year because I was simply looking at this simple structure W, X, Y. My W here is this one. Go look at the previous videos around July, August, September, October. Almost every single week I've been drawing this structure on US dollar JPY. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Here you've got your 1, your 2, and then you're getting your impulsive move down. So now we're waiting for, I'm anticipating that we're going to have a V pattern structure here to signal to us that we're getting a reversal for a move up. Okay. But we still have downside. It may not happen now. So we need to get an indication and confirmation of a reversal. Okay. So this looks very, very interesting. Okay, so if you look at this one here, we also traded from the top here. Let me see if I can find the chart. So when you trade knowing the direction, you trade with confidence. All right, so let's look for that pair. US dollar JPY. As you can see there, we sold it there and we anticipated that it's going to move and it's going to get a correction and then it's going to come all the way down. Okay. Now we are at this level. Let's clear, let's play this. See, when you know what the forecast is, you'll see that the market plays out exactly as you forecast. You see that this is the XWX, the correction that we were looking for. We sold it there, it came down, gives us the correction there that we were looking for, which is a W. The X is not so visible now anymore here. But this X that was forecasted was supposed to be this, and then we're supposed to get this Y. Okay. Somebody has got video on. Slight error on my X on the daily. I'm going to go back to it. Tepo, please switch off your video. I don't know how to remove it there. Okay. I'm going to go to the X. I'm going to check it now. If you've got your video on, please remove it. So this is what we were looking for. And you can see how this one has played out now. Exactly as we have forecasted. Target reached and crashed. All right. So now let's go back. Sando is saying my X has been drawn incorrectly there. Let me switch this off. There's a slight error in your X wave on the daily. That's where I am on the daily. So this is what I'm looking at here. 1, 2, 3. This is my W. My X is this one here. And I am looking at this as a 1, 2, 3. Okay, somebody's on. Let me pause and fix this quickly. Okay, welcome back. So that's the structure that I'm looking at here on US dollar JPY. Okay, so let's carry on with the rest of the year in pairs. So we're gonna start looking out for reversal. You don't need to rush on it. Reversal will confirm. EURJPY will do the rest of the year in pairs now. This is another one that is quite interesting. Impulsive move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get a big correction there. This is your 1, this is your 2. And in between, you've got this smaller time frame correction, got this one there, got this one there. So we're anticipating that we will get another one, bigger one. So I've been saying that we're waiting for a bigger correction on EURJPY. So this one is starting to do with an impulse here. So we'll be looking for a wave 4 and then a 5. Then from there, I'm going to expect another bigger correction to make it an ABC to go retest 150. Let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to remove everything there. I've shown this before. For this to go and retest this one here, well, this was your 1, this was your 2, this was your 3. We are building this wave 4. It makes a 5. I'm going to expect a bigger correction like that to come retest that. If it does that, then we are getting a 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2, 3, and then a big flat correction like that. That's way far ahead. Right now, we just want to focus on building this wave 4 here before we get the wave 5 and then this correction here. That's what we're looking at EURGBP. All right. So that's Euro US dollar. Let me go into the lower time frame and see what we're looking at. We're actually trying to take advantage of a slight move up on this pair. So we had this move, 1, 2, 3 downside, correction here. Right, so I was anticipating that this correction will actually do something like this, giving us an expanding flat here. So we wanted to take advantage of this short move, which did not play out. So it looks like we've got a 1, 2, 3 there. We've got a 1, 2, 3 there, and then we may get another move to the downside like that. So we need to keep an eye on any corrective structure that we get here. Will be a sell opportunity. And remember here, we're busy building a wave 4. Busy building a wave 4. That's EURJPY, CHFJPY, clear downside. Clear downside on CHFJPY, and this is why. This is why. Very clear. You've got your 1, you've got a 2. You've got your 1, you've got your 2, you've got a 3. Now we're getting a 1, a 2. We're expecting to come retest that level. So any corrective structure, excuse me, I think now the kids are really making noise. Sorry guys, still Sunday evening, kids are having fun. Right, so let's get on. So this is what we're looking at here. Any corrective structure, sell it. Any corrective structure, sell it up to this level initially. And then from there, we're going to start looking for upside. All right, so Katuchel is asking, can B or X be 5 wave? Normally is 3 waves on Euro US dollar. You can have it as 3 waves. You can have it as 5 waves as well. Right. Now I'm not sure which pair we're looking at now, Sando. B can be a triangle, A, B, C, D, E, also 5 waves. B can be any corrective structure. Right, so look out for this one to the downside here. All right, so that's EUROCHF, Audi. So AUDJPY. I'm looking at this as the main string coming down here, and I'm looking at this as a 1. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The whole string, and now we're getting this correction here. 2, 3. Okay, so we need to see how far this correction is going to go. So after this, we'll anticipate some upside on AUDJPY. So let me look at the lower time frame, so see what we're looking at here. 1 hour. So I'm going to look at this piece here now. I'm going to do pound USD with a pound pace. We're still going to come to it. It's just finishing the yen pace. Okay, so we're starting to get indication of a reversal here as we were anticipating in that correction. You see here, our V pattern is starting to play out. Strong divergence. Any moment now, we should start getting reversal, right? So, but the sequence needs to complete. Sequence needs to complete on this one. So we'll wait for confirmation of a reversal. New Zealand. Let's go daily here as well first. So New Zealand, if you remember what I said last week, this is your swing high, swing low. And now we're correcting, we're starting to come back with this swing here. It's an impulsive swing. And this is how I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this as a 1. With this here as a 1, 2, 3. Before we come down here with the red, only after this will we go up. Okay? So somebody said they're looking at a head and shoulders, those who trade head and shoulders, but I'm not looking at a head and shoulder. I'm looking at this piece as a flat correction. See here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Making this flat. I should have done this one in a different color. Let me undo this and do this with a different color. Let's use blue here. Let's use pink there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we come down. The whole pink can be a flat correction, and then your B will be something like this to this level. And then your red completes. This is a complex one, and then your yellow completes. See how simple this is if you understand what you're doing. So here, see here, the pink could be a flat correction, the blue, flat correction as well, red, flat correction as well. See, so let's not complicate it. If you like putting letters, you can put in your letters A, B, C, higher degree, A, B, C. All right. And then you can carry on like that, A, B, C. Oh, my mistake, not like that. Your A, B, C. See, letters are, putting in letters is second nature once you've got the structure right. So what are we anticipating? We are here, we're anticipating some reversal here to come retest that top of there. So let's clear everything, go to the lower time frame and see if we're getting any indication of a reversal. I'm going to go to the 2 hour. I'm not looking at any triangle. So this is what we're having here now. We're starting to we're getting this, and we're getting this strong divergence here. So here could be the flag that will take us up on New Zealand pound, our New Zealand JPY. All right, so that's the yen pairs, CADJPY. Let's do CADJPY. Okay, you can see they're all making the same structure. But CAD looks like it's making an impulsive move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside. 1, 2. Now we're looking for a reversal for a 4 at least, 3-wave pullback, 5, before we actually get that reversal that the rest of the pairs are. So this one is a clear one because we've got an impulsive wave. We can actually focus that we're going to get a 4 here, a 3 there, before we get a pullback. Okay? So wait for, if you're getting If you're getting something like an impulse here, it may just be a 3-wave pullback for a wave 4. All right. Now let's do all the pound pairs, pound US dollar. So similar to Euro US dollar, pound US dollar, we had this 1, 2, we had this 1, 2 here. And this last piece here is ending as an impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've just indicated a wave 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Textbook stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. So we may get here. We may get here. And move to the downside. We may get something like that. And if we do that, then it's going to be continuation to the downside. So we need to first look at this next move in the next coming session. What we get there. After this impulse, wait for a corrective structure in the 1-hour time frame for a move down. Okay, that's pound. All right, pound CHF. So pound CHF, score daily. This one is quite interesting. So if you look at the daily structure of pound CHF, you had this impulse move here, you had this correction there, you had this one here. So this was a clear A, B, and your C that ended with this diagonal here. Okay, so if this is your C and this is coming down, two things are going to happen. Either these 3 waves are complete, or you're still going to get more. So we've got the impulse. Now any correction that you get here will take you down. But if you're not getting a straight impulsive move to the downside like that, that means that this could give you, let's get the pink color. These 3 waves can simply be a W, and then you're going to get a X for another move up, and this correction can still be larger than anticipated before you get a move down. But right now you've got an impulse. If you need get a correction here, you can take this trade here to the downside. So wait for correction on the lower time frame on CHF. Let's go 1 hour. Okay, so on the 1 hour, this is what we have. We've got 1, 2, 3, a big correction. 1 could be a 2, could be another 3. So if this breaks to the downside, it's a nice trade to the downside. So you need to watch this corrective structure. Right now, I'm gonna go into this corrective structure and see how it's playing out. So if this breaks to the downside, you're gonna get a nice trade to the downside. Something similar in size to that for downside. So let's look at this correction. What you have here is a 1, 2, 3. You're getting it 1, 2, 3 here. So this correction may still continue. You may still get this one doing this. It will frustrate you without breaking, and by the time it does, it's going to be a good trade. So keep an eye on it. That's pound CHF, pound CAD. Pound CAD. Let's go 4 hour. So we're running a long-term trade on this one. And we actually bought this one here. I think I've got, let me show you where we bought pound CAD. See there. On that channel, when it broke out correction, we entered that. And you can see on the chart where we are. After this channel bought, now we're here, and it is now giving us this structure, running flat, and it is still giving us corrective structures for upside. Remember, if you remember what I've been looking at all along on CAD, pound CAD is for it to come and retest this top here. Okay, so that's how we're looking at this one. So now it's making another corrective structure. And there's another one here. Then that will then complete it for a move there. Then that will possibly make this structure there for another move up. But for now, that's what we're looking at. We're looking for this. It's completed. We're getting this impulse. We're getting this correction if you look at it on the 1 hour. But it's quite risky to buy at this level now because it has already moved so far. But any corrective structure on the 1 hour, looks like we're getting another one here. But not very clear. Any corrective structure you're buying to the upside or up to that level. Pound Audi. So pound Audi, let's go 4 hour. Pound Audi actually retested on the pound news, in the BOE interest rate decision. We got this move to finally retest this level. And you see how they behave when they retest. This is the only time where support and resistance traders will get it right. When they get to the levels where the waves complete their patterns. Otherwise, everything else does not work. Okay, so now we've got that, we've reversed, now we're getting this correction. We need to see how far this correction goes. If it breaks to the downside, we're targeting this level. It's gonna be a very nice trade to the downside if we get that one. Okay, so now let's just look into that correction on the 1 hour. Okay, so we're getting this one, we're getting this two, we're getting this as a 3. So we need to see when this correction is complete, then we're gonna get that big one that we're looking for to the downside. Right, pound New Zealand, is that pound New Zealand or pound New Zealand now? Similar, so pound New Zealand. Is giving us the V pattern. So we need to keep an eye on the corrective structure that it's going to give us here, because we've got an impulse. This is how we look at the V pattern. Impulse, pullback, and then we'll wait for this 1, 2, 3. So you can see here, we may get a slight drop first before we pull back up to at least retest that level before we go. Okay, that's pound New Zealand. Right, so that concludes all the pound pairs. Let's do the euros. Euro Audi. Euro Audi, quite an interesting one. If you remember the video I did, the special video I did on Euro Audi, bought this pair right here and got all of this move. And look what this is doing now. This has now become a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3. We're busy building a wave 4 here. We still need to get a wave 5. Okay, let me go higher time frame. This is Euro Audi here. Where's Euro Audi? That's after it has played out. I want the one before. See where we bought. If you watch that video, guys in the premium group get them like this. We bought here after the small correction. Now we've actually reached this target. We took profits. Now it's just correcting again. So we're gonna take it for another move higher. Okay, watch previous videos. There's also a weekly. We've also got a weekly analysis that is on TradingView that has played out nicely. So we bought it here for these 2,000 pips, corrected, and now we are looking on this piece. So this piece is going up as an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are busy with the wave 5 here. So that wave 5 here is that small piece that I was showing just now. So go to the 4 hour, I'll show you what wave 5, smaller degree of that wave 5. Oh yeah, so I missed pound JPY. I'm gonna go to it. So you see here, that is the wave 5 in the higher degree. We're waiting for this one to complete that one. Let's go 1 hour, see that structure, how it will complete. Okay, so we had the 1, 2, 3 here, regular flat. Now we had also this. We thought this one was ready to go, but it didn't quite. Now we're getting this 1, 2, 3, which may do this. Come back here before we go. And that will be a 1. That will be a 1, 2, 3 before we go for our wave 5. Okay. Pound JPY, we missed. Let's go pound JPY. Right, so pound JPY. This is the last string high here. From there, it made a 1, 2, 3 up to this level. So we were anticipating that we're gonna get a corrective move like that before we get another move to the downside. So we also attempted to buy in the last week to get this move here, just to take advantage of this small move to this up to this level on pound JPY, but didn't play out. So look what happened the whole of last week, and this is why you do not trade when the market is not trending. So between the last webinar we did was on the 12th, so you can see that the price has just been contained within this channel. You don't trade when the market is doing this. You trade when the market is doing this. You trade when the market is doing this here. That's the 400 pips you traded on Friday after the BOE announcement. You trade when the market is doing this. You don't trade these things, yes, this sideways consolidation. You trade when the market is doing this. That's when the market is on a trend. Okay, so we are now waiting for the corrective structure on pound JPY. There's no need to rush on any trade. You can wait for this to complete. You've got a 1, 2, 3. You're getting a 1, 2, 3. This may give us this move, 3-wave pullback for a move down. Okay, Euro New Zealand. Go daily. So Euro New Zealand could be interesting because what we're having here could be a 1, 2, 3. This could be a wave 4. And then we get a 5. So here we may get this drop to the downside up to this level before we complete the wave 5 here. Okay. Let's go higher time frame. So let's look at the last piece here, the wave 4, the apparent wave 4. As you can see here, we've got this move downside. On the lower time frame, this is the daily. On the 1 hour, look for corrective structures to at least come retest this level. Okay, you could get this, come do that before it actually goes. But either way, you'll be prepared for any move because the market will lead you ahead. So next session, look for corrective structure here for a move to this level. Okay, so we've got here 1, 2, 3. Right, so depending if this is all the 3-wave correction, if it's not going to give us any flat correction here, this is what you possibly have 1, 2, 3, and then we start go trending upside with the 3 waves there. Right, so either way, if you do not get a corrective structure here, and you instead get an impulse and a correction here, then you're going to first get a 3-wave move up. All right, that's Euro New Zealand, EURCAD. EURCAD has been going up very slow. I've got a long-term trade on this one. A long-term trade on this one. Let's just see where we bought this one. EURCAD. You can see we bought it right at the bottom when we were still making that channel. I'm going to show you on the chart. Bought it here. Bought EURCAD here. Bought it here on this flag. I'm going to show you where we bought. It's currently on 830. Over about 800 and on 800 pips. EURCAD. That's where we bought it. As you can see here, this target has already been reached, but there was a bigger correction there for another move to the upside. Let's go back there and show you why I've been bullish for a long time on EURCAD, and I've been saying this every week, daily. Switch this off. The reason is this here. I was looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So any corrective structure to take me to that level, I will take. Okay, so we bought it here. You can see how fast it has moved already. So you may think this is still 1,000 pips away because we're on the daily here. This is still another 1,000 pips. And this pair, remember 2015 when you traded this piece here, in 2015, there was a 1, 2, 3, and actually my target was this one here. I was only looking for it to target that area so that it can give us a 1, 2, 3. But you can see how fast this piece, this moves. This more than 1,500 pips in just a couple of days. So when it's 1,000 pips like that, with the EURCAD, it moves so fast, it could reach it very easily. And here I was actually looking for a flat correction for it to come take. It tagged it, come down, giving us this expanding flat. That's how we're looking at this. That was 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now. Right? That's EURCAD. So that's what we're looking at, EURCAD, Euro Pound. So Euro Pound, I'm just going to show you the last piece here, which we've been looking at for a long time. So we've got this piece here. We've got impulse. We've got 1, 2, 3, we could have different color. One, two, three. So here we could get another 1, 2, 3. What have I just done here? I've got an impulse, I've got 1, got 2, I'm anticipating another second correction. So this will be WXY, which is 3 waves before I get the red move up. Before I get this red move up. So this red, 1, 2, 3, I get that red move up. Then maybe after that, we get that move to the downside, the yellow move. It's actually the yellow move there. Okay? And that is how the V pattern works. So the V pattern does this. It makes a move, it makes a sharp reversal, and then it gives you another 3 waves. After that, it gives you another 3 waves, possibly making a flat correction most of the time. So this red could even do this 1, 2, 3, come retest the top here before it comes down. Either way, we're going to be waiting for it. That's how the V pattern works. So this is what it will do: an impulse, sharp reversal, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 back up, and then the move down. And all of this will just be a correction. We've been making a lot of money with the V pattern because it's so accurate. All right, so that's all the euros, EURCHF. Then we're going to do some CAD pairs. EUROSWISS. So EUROSWISS broke out of this ending diagonal here. So we're just going to wait for it to make some kind of a correction here, for another move here, and that will make this an AEB. So if this is like this, and if this is not a 1, 2, 3, then we could be getting further corrective structure on EUROSWISS. But for now, let's focus on getting a corrective move here. When looking at this, it looks like it's got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. Could make 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you see today we've got a lot of impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s because we see them. We follow the rules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we get another one. In the higher degree, A, B, C. Okay, so let's wait for this corrective structure to form here. That's EUROCHF. So let's look at some of the CAD pairs. New Zealand CAD, my favorite pair. Pound JPY already done, Tony. You can just watch it on the video. I missed your question, Sandro. I can't remember which chat I was looking at when you asked your question. Right, so let me go to the weekly just for a minute on this one. So this pair is the one that after every course that I present, this is the first chart that I give the course delegates. So now you've learned the wave theory, you've learned all the structures. Now it's time for you to apply it practically. Where do you start with this chart? I mean, I think I've done this. I've asked this question on a previous webinar before. I mean, you don't just come here looking for 1, 2, 3s and all those things. So go watch. I've done a special webinar on this pair. I'm not gonna repeat. I've done a special webinar on this pair and show that this here is a big flat correction in the middle there. So on my channel, if you go through this, you'll find this pair and how we're anticipating that we're going to get a big move similar to this one to the upside. and it's not going to go in a straight line. It's going to go like this. So you need to know when it turns, when it reverses, when it turns, when it reverses. So for now, we've got a big impulsive move on the weekly. You may be getting another one like that, another one like that, and then it's going to keep building until we get this move to the upside. Right, so now let's just go to the 1 hour, see what's happening here in the last piece. See, the weekly is up. Let's see if the hourly is also doing the same. So on the hourly, it looks like we are starting to slow down here. So any reversal here is not any pullback here. It's not a reversal. It's just a pullback. So wait for pullbacks. We keep buying this. So don't worry about downside in this. It's gonna reverse. It's gonna look like it's going down. It's gonna look like it's going down, but it's just gonna be a pullback. EURGBP are also done. You can watch the video, Sandro. All right. AUDCAD. Let's just look at AUDCAD, and then we do Bitcoin. AUDCAD, we're getting this corrective structure here for more upside. Okay, so just watch this for at least up to this level. Let's go 4 hour. It's loading the 4 hour here. So AUDCAD could come back and retest this level here. So any corrective structure like the one that you're getting on the 1 hour here, you take it to that level first. All right, so that essentially covers it. I'm gonna go look at oil. Oil finally pulls back. Last 4 months, we looked at oil as a 1, 2, 3. We wanted it to get to 68. Missed it by $2. That's fine. So we've got an impulsive move down. So we need to see if we get a deeper corrective structure here for another pullback here. And this can be even more sideways in the days, in the next coming session. And this is a daily, so this could take time. So if you get this corrective structure here, you will get this trade to the downside. You're gonna get this trade. You're gonna wait for this correction to play out. You're gonna get this trade. You're gonna get this trade to the downside until you get a further move up, because that will be a W, a X, and then a Y. Because we're correcting a big swing here. That's why I'm anticipating more correction, right? So the degrees must be relative to the swing as well. For now, wait for this to correct. Let's go 1 hour, see how this is playing out. Okay, so it looks like you've got here 1, 2, 3, maybe this is a 4. Could get a 5 before we get a ABC. Okay, so we need to keep an eye on this one. This one looks like an expanding flat here. So if this is an expanding flat, when it is complete, then we're gonna get another red move to the downside. Okay, that's oil. Silver. So silver, similar to gold, could have started a 1, 2, 3. Now you're getting this pullback. 1, 2, 3. We need to wait for a reversal here for further move to the upside. And like that. Further move to the upside on silver. Okay. So wait for this corrective structure to complete and show reversal. Right. Bitcoin. Following the strategy to the pip. So if you look at Bitcoin, this is what I said last time. See, I don't just draw these lines, 1, 2, 3. And this was our W, this was our X, this was our Y that completed here. And we've got a proprietary blue box magic strategy that we use in our premium group. You will only find that in our premium group. Let's just look at Bitcoin. And you see what the forecast was here, that it will return at around the 6,000 area. We got it at the 6,000 area and we could actually forecast the exact reversal with this picture here, you'll see. You can see this before it played out. And as it started playing out, this is how we locate our blue box. It actually just touches the blue box to the pip, does not miss a single pip. Okay, WXY. Blue box, when we get to the blue box, we know that it's only one way. And right now we are around here. We are around here, around the 10,600 area. So we'll be waiting to see if this will actually break here. So if it comes to this level, if we get a break, then we're gonna retest that level. But we have not broken there yet. We need to see if we're gonna get a corrective structure there. But it's going very well so far. Let's go 4 hour now. So when you go to the blue box, it gives us indications of buy corrective structure. You could buy there. First with a 1, 2, 3. Switch this off. It's cluttering our chart. That's 1, 2, 3. Correction. This way we needed to buy. Correction. Could have bought again. Correction. Could have bought again. Making another correction here. We need to see how this one is going to play out. But this one is still too small. Look for it on the 1 hour. Okay, so we'll be looking for it to break. Let's do that. Okay, we're already out of that downtrend actually. So we need to get, we've got 1, 2, 3. So we need another 1, 2, 3 to take us even further. Okay. As Bitcoin, Litecoin is exactly the same. And this one is actually giving a nice correct. Okay, you can see here 1, 2, 3. Let's switch this off. We've got 1 pullback. 1, 2, 3. Higher degree is the yellow. Not like that, yellow. Giving you a WXY. And then right after that, you get a reversal there. And you're getting another correction there. So when it breaks to the upside, you can buy again. Okay. That's Litecoin, ETHEREUM. Ethereum, we've got 1, 2, 3. We're getting another 1, 2, 3. So this one may drop. The possibility for this one to drop for another 1, 2, 3. But either way, we need to see what indication it gives us. If it gives us a correction like this here, then we are going. Then this could be a 1, 2, and then we're starting the impulse. But otherwise, if it gives us an impulse to the downside, we're getting a W, we're getting an X, we're getting a Y here before we get up. Okay, but either way, we need to see what it gives us. We already have a 1, 2, 3 here. All we need to see is whether we get the correction like that or whether we get an impulse. This will mean upside, this will mean downside. That's Ethereum, Ripple, Ripple is similar to Ethereum. Your impulse, your 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now you're getting 1, 2, 3. Need to see whether you get a correction here for upside or whether you get an impulse for downside. Because that could give you a flat correction there before you move up. Okay, and that essentially covers it. If you've got any questions, anybody has any questions? Ray wants me to show a V pattern on a power chart. I think I've shown a couple of them. Just go through the video and check. Go last week's video and watch a New Zealand CAD, I think. Maybe I can just show you New Zealand CAD. So X was different. There could have been an update. I always update the charts. When the market plays out, you always update. So that could be slightly different, Sando. So they update the charts every day as the market plays out. Ray, if you're looking for the V pattern, look out for EURGBP that I've done today as well. That's how the V pattern is going to play out. That's what I'm looking at. Pair of the week, I will decide. I still want to do gold or US dollar CAD. Okay, so the last 2 weeks we couldn't do it because of the costs. I'm going to actually end the webinar here so that the video does not become too long. Then if you've got any questions, you can just ask. Thank you very much for watching and for attending. Look out for the contact details at the end. Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.